G'day guys, welcome to Shutting Down the Town Homebrew. This is my channel about homebrewing and beer. Today I brewed a English porter. Now an English porter is a beer that's not quite as high strength alcohol and not quite as roasty as a stout. Nice malty flavors, nice malty aroma with slight coffee notes. And quite pleasant. Should be around 4.2 to 5% alcohol and moderate bitterness around 24. This style originated in London in the 18th century, so it's been around for a while. And I thought I might enjoy brewing this because it's coming up to winter here, and it'll be a nice winter beer. Stay tuned and I'll show you how I brewed it. I was aiming for original gravity of 1.46, a final gravity of 1.010, and an alcohol of 4.8, and a bitterness 22, and an EBC color of 50. The ingredients I used pale malt, 3.7 kilos, brown malt at 12.5%, which is 0.6 kilos, dark crystal, 8%, chocolate malt, 2%. The hops I used was East Kent Goldings, and I fermented it with Saf Ale, English Ale from Fermentus, which is SO4. I also added yeast nutrients and well flock, and I adjusted my waters. I'll show you all these figures up on the screen with calcium chloride and gypsum. I mashed in 65 degrees for 60 minutes and mashed out 75 degrees for 10 minutes, and I'm currently fermenting it at 18 degrees. It's in the fermenter now.
Yep, so I'm just weighing out my pale malt here. Yeah, I usually do 1 kilo at a time because that's what the Grainfather mill holds at a time. Yes, I'm happy with the Grainfather mill. It mills the grain so quickly, unbelievable. And yeah, I'm happy with this crush. It's a lot of husk present, but you still got a lot of the white starchy material there. Here I'm mashing in. I do a little bit of grain each time and give it a really good stir. This ensures that all the grain's in liquid, helps ensure even saccharification. Yeah, you don't want any dough balls present, so give it a good mix. So that's all mixed in now. So now I'm putting in the top plate. I use the top plate with the original seal because I find that gives a good seal around the basket. And for the bottom of the basket, I use the new rolled plates because the bottom plate is a pain in the bum to put into the basket. And the seal always comes off and I want to chuck it like a frisbee. So I find that's a better fit for me. So now I'm putting in the recirc arm. It's a bit tricky to screw up that to the system. So in the future, I'm going to probably do a cam lock fitting conversion, just so you're not damaging the welds. Because yeah, if you see, it's a little bit tricky to put that on. Yeah, so it's on nice and tight, but yeah, there's risk of breaking that, but that's the only thing I don't like about the Grainfather, but yeah, I'll work around it. So now it tells me that when the grain's finished, push set, and that will start the pump going. I start the pump at a slow rate, a slow recirc, by closing that red valve, just so you're not pumping in too much and risk a stuck mash. I've never had a stuck mash on this before. It's been pretty good. And yeah, so yeah, and then once you have good flow and the work looks nice and clear, then you can speed up the pump by opening up that valve more. So I'm just checking the flow. Yeah, it's coming out good. There's not lots of nice work there. It's looking pretty clear, so I'll open it up a bit more. And the 65 degrees at 60 minutes is up, and what I like about the Grainfather, it automatically goes to the next step, which is 75. And then once that's finished, it will beep and let you know when it's time to sparge. So I'm sparging now, and yeah, I've never had a stuck sparge before. It's always been pretty good. I do 2 litres at a time. And what I really like about the Grainfather is you can do increment on that panel, so you can keep track of how much you've sparged. It's ready, heating up now, ready for the boil. And yeah, once again, it will automatically progress through the boil, and it will stop when the time is finished, and it will beep when you got your hop additions ready as well, or when your hop additions need to be added. So it's quite automated. So now I'm putting in my first hops at the 60 minutes, which is East Kent Goldings. And yeah, you give it a good stir just to make sure it's all evenly in the wort. And you need to regularly stir the boil so you don't get any trub stuck at the bottom of the system, because you don't want any stuck on or burning residue on the bottom of the heating element. So while that's happening, I'm sanitizing my fermenter, and I use Stella San, and give it a good mix just to make sure my fermenter's nice and sanitized, ready for when I'm wort cooling. And yep, there's 15 minutes to the end of the boil, so I'm putting in my finings and my well flock tablet. So, and then the boil finishes in 15 minutes time. And yeah, when the boil finished, I sterilised my wet cooler line, and then I whirlpool. So I whirlpool for a good 5 minutes, just so the trub falls to the bottom. And I'm wet cooling now. It's amazing. It goes from like boiling temperature to 24 straight away. I'm really impressed with this chiller. And I've got my fermenter set for 18, so I'll pitch the yeast when it's 18. My original gravity was 1.048, which is a little bit higher than I was aiming for. I was aiming for 1.046, but that's okay. It's the first time I brewed this. And while I'm waiting for the fermenter to get to temperature, pitching temperature, I'm cleaning the wort cooler line, and I clean the recirc arm as well. Just recirc into the Grainfather with cleaner. And now my temperature's right, so I can pitch my yeast. And yeah, hope everyone's gives a good idea of how I brew using the Grainfather. Yep, and we're at 18 there, so that's good. And yeah, I'll just continue cleaning my Grainfather with the cleaner, and then I'll clean it with water.
Oh, good day guys. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and hit like. I'm probably gonna put another video out on this when it's finished fermenting, and I'll just go through the tasting notes and show you what it looks like. Hopefully it tastes really good. So yeah, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Cheers.